So hello all, welcome to this class on isometric projections, and let's solve a problem. That's problem number 7. A square prism, base side 40, height 50 is placed centrally on a rectangular slab, sides 100 cross 60 and thickness 20. So draw the isometric projection of the combination. So here it is clear that on a rectangle a square prism is placed. So let's try to create that rectangular slab first. So the alternative dimensions are 100, 60, 160, the length of the rectangular slab. The angular dimensions will be 30, 150, minus 150 and minus 30. So let's try to do that using a visible line. So let's try to draw a line first and then leave your mouse, then just use your keyboard. 100, tab, 30, enter. Now go to the next one. 60, tab, 150, enter. Again come back to 100, tab, minus 150, enter. 60, tab, minus 30, enter. So now we have just finished doing that. So now let's try to select that and move it somewhere over here. So next thing is let's try to give the thickness. So they're telling the thickness is 20. So at each corner, let's try to give the thickness as 20, enter. And similarly from here, let's try to give 20, enter. Similarly from here, 20, enter. So now let's try to join these corners. So join these lines. So that completes the rectangular slab. So now we even try to go to a normal line. So from the midpoint of this rectangle, let's try to draw a line, so that will be very helpful while placing the square prism on top of it. So square prism, they're telling the base side is 40 and height is 50. So using visible line, so let's try to draw a line, then leave your mouse, then just go to your keyboard. 40, tab, 30, enter. 40, tab, 150, enter. 40, tab, minus 150, enter. 40, tab, minus 30, enter. So now let's try to move it. So now let's try to give the height as 50. So let's try to give 50 as the height. So 50. So similarly give height 50 over here also 50. So square prism. So let's try to give this also as 50 height. So now let's try to join that. Okay. So now this is the top of the square prism. This is the base of the square prism. So I mean, in the base, like you can't see these two edges. So these two edges will be hidden. So similarly, we'll just try to draw a diagonal line from here. So let's try to draw the diagonal line using a normal line. Suppose if you are drawing a diagonal line like this, similarly let's try to draw a diagonal line here, so that it will be very easier for us to pick from here and place it over here. So now let's try to draw the diagonal line and let's try to move it. So see that copy is switched off. So pick over here and place it exactly at its midpoint. So now let's try to select this completely. Let's try to scale it down to 0.816, enter. So now see that you try to trim it. So let's try to trim this one and this, all these lines. So I think that ends the problem. So I hope you would have understood this. So thank you for watching.